So the Browns won. Y'all know that, right? They actually won, right? I know it wasn't what y'all wanted it to be, or it wasn't the blowout, or whatever. Um, but the Browns, they won, right? We know that. All right, let's try to act like it. I know there's a lot of stuff not to be happy about. You know, everybody wants to be ranty and angry. There's a lot of Browns fans that like to be angry, but they did win, and any win at this point. I mean, look, you can say it's not a worthy W, but who the hell is with this team? The way this team is played, who the hell are the Browns to pick and choose at this point? A better team could pick and choose. The Baltimore Ravens can pick and choose which wins they gonna be taking as wins because they're good. The Chiefs can because they're playing good. Cowboys can. Browns is garbage, man. Like that's what we have seen of them the last out of 8 weeks. 7 of them have been bad. Who is this team to take a win for granted, and who are we as fans of this team to act like this team is any better than what they did today? This is the team that they are. This is the Browns, right? They're going to squeeze out one. They're going to beat teams they better than. But, it's not going to be the prettiest. That's what it is. And the only thing we can hope for is at some point this team remembers that they used to be good and starts playing better. Hold on. Because quite frankly, that's it, right? We need Baker to play better. Clearly, we need Baker to play better. I mean, goodness gracious, Baker Mayfield. This is probably, considering what he was playing, his worst game of the year, and he's had a couple of turds. He makes it hard to defend him. You know what I mean? Quite honestly, not a really defendable game for Baker Mayfield. What is going on with that? Hold on, let me turn that off. Goodness gracious. We're just going to go here. That's broken. That's not going to work. Jeffrey Brownies, $5 super chat. We've been angry Browns fans for 20 years. Give us a break. No, I'm not. I'm tired of that. I'm really tired of the angry Browns fan rants and the I just want to scream and the Tony Rizzo bullshit that we resort to every time there's like any semblance of issue. I'm really over it. The angry Browns fan stuff I'm just done with it. There's no point in it anymore. It'd be fun being angry if the team were destitute, but they're not destitute. They're just mediocre at this point. James B. with a $10 super chat. I do appreciate that. Who says, hey, Stefanski shows that Ivy League acumen and starts Keenum next week, please. But you've shown more of a 7th grader approach to coaching, and that's being kind. My man, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. I mean, say what you want about Kevin Stefanski. He still has the best record of any Browns coach by far since the expansion era. I mean, by far since the expansion era. There are coaches in here we would have jumped in joy if they would have got to 6-5, for God's sake. So no. And look, here's the problem with the Browns right now in the quarterback position. I see y'all calling for Keenum. We forget this about Case Keenum. He's not good. Like, we need to remember this when we're talking about real solutions. Case Keenum is not good. If I thought there was a backup on the team that could play better than Baker Mayfield right now, I would want him on the field because I want this team to win. Because it's more important that this team wins with the people that they have under contract for this very short amount of time than it is that we prove a point about Baker Mayfield. If I thought there were a person behind him in that quarterback room that remotely gives him a better chance to win, I'd be all for it because Baker's hurt. But the reality is they know it. Because if they thought Case Keenum was any good, they would have put Case Keenum in. We know it because we've seen Case Keenum for 3 years be awful. But we forget it because we just want to bench everybody. But you can't bench Baker right now because his backup is garbage. You're not going to beat the Baltimore Ravens with Case Keenum. You have no shot. You might as well not play the game. So Baker's going to have to play. That is what it is. It's a problem that I promise you they're going to fix in the offseason. Baker is going to be in a quarterback competition. This is what the situation is. He has not played well enough to not have that. And when I say quarterback competition, I'm talking about like Matt Ryan or somebody is going to be in here backing him up or taking his job. Like they're going to bring in serious competition for him in the offseason if he does not dramatically change his level of play. He's played himself into that. So, I don't know what to do about this whole thing right now because right now Case Keenum ain't good. And Baker Mayfield the best you got. Captain Spartan says, would you take a cheaper Jimmy Garoppolo next year? You think I want to sign Jimmy Garoppolo to a long-term deal so we could be here doing the same stuff in 2 years? Jimmy Garoppolo's not better than Baker Mayfield, or they're about the same level right now. They're about the 20 to 24th best quarterback in football. So why in the world would we want to pay more money to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo to have the same issues? Because that's why they drafted Trey Lance. They're 2 years ahead of us on that. So no, that's not the solution either. Like, it's going to be 1 year. Baker going to have 1 more year to prove it. He's going to have to prove it in practice. He's going to have to prove it during training camp just to get the opportunity to start. Then he's going to get that last year of his deal to start. If he shows he's worthy, he'll get an extension or he'll get the franchise tag. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. That's the situation with Baker. Ain't no better solution. Phillip Rivers. Y'all saw Phillip Rivers last year and you want him to play quarterback again? He's garbage. He's garbage. Any quarterback that's available left anymore, Cam's gone, is garbage. There's no good quarterback left that the Browns are going to realistically sign. If Case Keenum's the best you got, then it's Baker Mayfield for the rest of the year. Because I need y'all to know this. Case Keenum is garbage. He's not going to fix. If the problems with Baker Mayfield in this offense right now are what they are, the short passes, the inaccurate passes, the interceptions, that's not going away with Case Keenum. It's really not. It's really not. And maybe Baker's playing hurt, and maybe that's affecting his play. I doubt it. I don't think it's affecting his play to be this bad. Because if it were the injuries making him play this bad, I promise you him and his agent would have sat out a long time ago if they felt like it were the injuries that were making this play bad. But no, this ain't the case. This really ain't the case. Somebody trolling in the chat. Hold on. So, no, the Browns can't go out here and bench Baker. And two, next year is next year. But you still got this year to play. And this year is not nothing. You're 6-5. The leader of your division has 7 wins, and you played them 2 times in 3 weeks. Chris B says, tell me why we shouldn't put Jarvis at QB and Wildcat more often. I mean, more often I agree with. Give Jarvis the ball. He's pretty damn good with the ball in his hand. Why don't we get our playmakers the ball? I don't know. We out here throwing deep nines to Jamarcus Brantley. But no plays for Jarvis outside the first quarter. That's great. That's great. Thank you for the super chat. That's great. But hey, man, the reality is this team's 6-5. First place is 7-3. So you're 2 games back, and you play first place 2 times in 3 weeks, and they got 3 division games coming up. So as funky as they look today, if they turn it around quick, they could come out in 3 weeks in first place by themselves. Because that's how tight the race is, y'all. Like, I need y'all to understand this. The race is this tight. The Bills just got pounded. The Titans just got pounded. It's this tight. Nobody's that good this year. It's that tight. It's still there for you if you just play better football on the offensive side of the ball. And the one thing I'm going to just hope is that they have not played their best football yet. Like, I have to believe that they have not played their best football yet because they haven't played good football all year on the offensive side of the ball outside of 2 games. And those 2 games weren't even in a row. So, knowing that, I have to hope that they're going to play some version of football better than this. I mean, the last stretch of 3 games, let me go read out the point totals. It's an absolute embarrassment. Now, again, they won. So whatever, you just get to move on to next week. But, we're too late in the season to just take moral victories from stuff. All right, so 13 points against the Lions, 7 points against the Patriots, and then 41 versus the Bengals. They scored all them points against the Bengals and forgot how to score since then. And before that, they put up 10 versus Pittsburgh and 17 versus the Broncos. 14 versus the Cardinals, 42 against the Chargers, 7 against the Vikings. Like, this is what this offense has been. Just a disappointment. And thank goodness Nick Chubb finally decided to turn it on that last drive, because he turned it on for like about 2 drives, looked like Nick Chubb again. Boom. Got down there, iced the game. Nice to see it. Won the game. But hey, man, the reality is that this team ain't play well. The hope is that they're going to play better soon, because they can't play worse than what they've been playing. Or else you're going to get embarrassed on national TV. Because that's next week. The Ravens national TV, M&T Bank Stadium, that's next week, man. And you can either decide that you're going to turn it on in front of the whole country and shock the world and start a run that's going to be storybook in its telling. Or you can get embarrassed, get laughed at, go on a bye week, come back, get swept by the Ravens, and, finish the season around 500. But it's all up to them. They could have a home playoff game. They could be like the 2 seed. Like, as funky as that sounds, they could be the 2 seed. Or they could be a bunch of bombs. We're going to find out, man. Because I just have to believe that the offense can't continue to be this bad. By the way, shout out to the defense. Now, again, they was playing against Tim Boyle. And Tim Boyle is certified awful at football. He is not a good quarterback. He should not start another NFL game. Again, he's bad. He's bad. And they did what they were supposed to. Take advantage of how bad he is at football. And they did that. So congratulations to the defense. They did their job. See, the Browns' offense's job was to take advantage of how bad the Lions are at football. Because the Lions are one of the worst run defense teams in football. Couldn't run the ball for most of the game. Couldn't throw the ball at all after the first quarter. And quite frankly, the Lions were begging you to score. They gave you 2 interceptions. How many third down bailouts did they give you? They were begging you to score. They were begging for this game to be over. Begging for this game to be over. But the Browns just refused to end the game. Refused to end the game. Just like the Minnesota game. All over again. All over again. So, it is what it is. The good thing about the NFL is that your level of play is not linear. Right? It does not go up just because you played well or played bad one week, right? Because the Browns beat the tar out the Bengals and then turned around the next week, had their worst performance. So in the NFL, you could play like this, and then next week turn it around and look really good. We don't know. We don't know. But hey, you still in it in all the ways. This super chats from Michael Stone, who says this year is so funky. I have no idea what the playoff picture will look like at the end of the year. I love for the Browns to sneak in. They very well could. Thank you for the super chat, Michael Stone. They very well could. It is well within the realm of possibility that they sneak into the playoffs. Because, you know, as disappointing as the Browns have been, the rest of the conference has been just as disappointing. Oops. And that's what the Browns got going on. This ain't ideal. This ain't great. But to be honest with you, it is what it is. Hey, could be worse. You could have lost this game. I mean, we out here acting like this is the worst thing in the world to beat the Lions by 3. The Steelers tied them, and the Steelers beat you down. Well, they beat you. Right, we lost to the Steelers who tied the Lions. So, like, let's not act like, you know what I mean, let's not act like beating the Lions is I'm not going to act like it's winning the Super Bowl by any means, but I'm not going to act like you could just wake up and beat the Lions by 20. Who thought the Browns were going to beat the Lions by 20 this week? Who didn't see this coming? Of course they were going to do this slow grind stuff and barely eke it out and then get the drive at the end. That's what they do. It's really what they do. We'll see how they play next week, right? There's not much you can tell from this game this week. There really isn't. We'll see next week. It's another one of those situations where we're going to find out about this team next week, right? Because you play Baltimore. And you know what? It's a terrible matchup for you on this level exclusively. Baltimore has been a team that just, if they can't do anything else, they know how to win. Like, if that's a skill, they got it. This week, they found a way to win. They get themselves in trouble every week, but they find a way to win. The Browns find ways to get in their own way this year, unfortunately. It wasn't like that last year. The Browns were a find a way to win team last year, but this year, they get in their own way. Penalties on third down. How many holding calls negated first downs today, right? Offensive line had a ton of procedural penalties that were just terrible. We had illegal motions, just awful. False starts. Wyatt Teller getting hard counted in his own home stadium. How did that happen? Just awful and sloppy football by the offensive line. Too many penalties. And it's been often. This is not a one-time complaint about this offensive line. This has been going on for a long time, all season. Bad penalties on the offensive line. Bad holding plays on the offensive line. They're not even calling holding this year, and the Browns are getting a ton of holding calls this year. That's how bad they have been. They have been a undisciplined, independable unit. You can't depend on them because they get a penalty or they don't block well. How in the world, like outside of like 2 runs in the first half, Nick Chubb was getting like 2 yards a carry? How is that happening with this offensive line? Because they're not consistent. They're as inconsistent as the quarterback. Maybe Chubb and Hunt come back and that fixes the offense. But I don't know. I don't know what fixed the offense at this point. I mean, I know a lot of y'all want to fire Joe Woods. But at least the defense, when it's asked to do a very basic job, which is what you need to do to beat the Lions, they delivered. When the defense, they delivered. The defense delivers much more often than the offense. If I had to depend on one unit this year, it's defense. Because the offense has been that bad. Name me one time where you could depend on the offense this year. Defense out there getting Baker Mayfield's second interception, stopped at the 30-yard line, forcing a field goal, getting us 3 and out when Baker throws the first interception, so that gets erased. Defense out there making plays, erasing your mistakes. All the defense needed you to do was put up 20 points so DeAndre Swift couldn't run the ball no more, but you couldn't do that. You couldn't get the touchdown. You had 2 extra possessions, all those penalties on third down that the Lions were giving you, and you couldn't get to 20 points to take DeAndre Swift out the game. And what happened? You let DeAndre Swift stay in the game. You let that running game stay in the game. What did I say? The only way the Lions can beat you if they can stay in the game close and run the football, and they almost came back on you. Because you couldn't get to 20 points. You get to 20 points, it's not DeAndre Swift no more. It's that terrible quarterback that they got throwing the ball. It's a bunch of interceptions. But no, you let DeAndre Swift stay in this game because the offense can never be depended on. They're not dependable. And that is more than just Baker Mayfield. It's that offensive line, and it's the offensive coordinator too, and maybe even the head coach. But something's got to change because this offense was dependable last year with all 3 of those guys. Why is it not dependable this year? Why is it the least dependable thing on this entire team? I can't trust the Browns to get a third down on offense to save my life. And this Browns defense made a historical effort on third down last week. I still trust them on third down more than I trust the offense on third down. Hey, Q. We got a super chat from Nelson Gonzalez who says, hey, Q, likelihood if Mayfield is traded or released, he goes somewhere and becomes great, and then we're sitting here with the I eat butt face. Oh, it's possible. It's possible. Baker has great talent. He has great ability. I don't think we let him do some of the things that he does well. But he's also just not playing well. And he's capable of playing much better in this system because we've seen him play much better in this system. That's the one thing, too. People are blaming the system for Baker Mayfield not getting good. The only reason we wanted to extend Baker Mayfield last year was because how well he played in this system. So he needs to play well in the system. He's capable of it. Again, I hold Baker Mayfield to the standard that we thought he was, a franchise quarterback. I'm not lowering the bar for this dude. And he ain't lived up to the standard not for a single game this year. But yeah, he could turn it around. He could be a late bloomer. He's 28? He's 25 already, so I don't know how much later he can wait, but he could be a late bloomer. It's possible. He's a good quarterback, but he's not playing well. Michael Stone says the Lions played shockingly well against the AFC North this year. Yeah, that's true. They almost beat the Ravens. They tied against the Steelers, and they they lost against the Browns. I would say the Browns probably had the lesser amount of trouble with them than the Ravens did because the Ravens were legitimately down. Like they had an opportunity to kick a game, win a field goal, and they just missed it. And then the Ravens did that crazy stuff with Justin Tucker and won that game. Browns just like let it get a little bit closer than you wanted it to. And I think the Bengals actually blew them out. But yeah, man. I don't think the offensive problems are just – I don't think there is a solution if the offensive problem is the quarterback because the other quarterback on the roster stinks. You know what I mean? And it's about time we have a serious conversation about some of these packages. Big Dog with a $20 super bomb. I appreciate that, man. Baker is not just physically broken. He is mentally broken. He is scared to throw with confidence. The media is in his head. Once the fans turn on him, he will be worthless, just like we did with Tim Couch. I don't want to go into anybody's mental health or their mental processes because that's impossible to evaluate from the outside looking in. I don't know these people, so that's irresponsible for me personally to speculate on his mental health. But physically, I mean, he doesn't look broken down. He looks like he's hurt. He looks like he's in pain. But this the NFL, man. Everybody pain. Everybody in pain. He got to play better. He has to play better. This is the stakes. This is not a team that was hoping to go 500. He has to play better. And guess what? It's still all there. So if he wants to play better and he wants to shut everybody up, next week's the time to start to get on a roll. Because you know what? We ain't going to be talking about quarterback competition with Baker Mayfield. We ain't going to be talking about Baker Mayfield this, Baker Mayfield that. If he comes out here and he beats Baltimore, and then he beats Baltimore again, and then he beats the Raiders, and then he beats the Packers, and then he beats the Steelers and the Bengals, and then we end up, 11 and 12 and 5 with first place, a home playoff game, maybe even a bye. Ain't nobody gonna have nothing to say about Baker if he do that. If he plays well. But until he does, people are gonna have stuff to say about him because quite frankly, it's warranted. There's a lot of warranted things you could say about Baker Mayfield. He's not playing well right now. He can change it all if he decides to play better. Well, decides. I don't know if he could just decide. I would hope it was that simple. But if he turns it around, starts to figure out whatever it is that is bugging him or work around to get the ball out quicker and to do his thing, hey, man, do your thing. I would love it if Baker balled out for the last 6 weeks of the year. I would love nothing more than that. I would love nothing more than for Baker to look like the dude we thought he was coming into the year. I would love nothing more than that. Honestly, I don't want to be sitting here talking about Matt Ryan versus Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo versus Baker Mayfield or another mediocre over-the-hill quarterback versus Baker Mayfield. I want to talk about Baker Mayfield being a franchise quarterback. But until he proves that he could play at that level, I can't talk about that like that's a reality. It's not. He's not playing well. Hit that like button, by the way, man. We got 368 people in here. I'm ranting. We got 368 people. But that's enough about the garbage, man. I'm done talking about Baker Mayfield does not deserve to be talked about today because he did not play well. He does not deserve any praise. He did not do anything good. He put this team in holes that the defense had to dig out. That's so this first 30 minutes, there's all the Baker Mayfield discussion right there. There's all the Baker Mayfield discussion. We're not going to talk about no more mediocre quarterbacks, none of that right now. You're not going to talk about no more Phillip Rivers or what they're going to do. Phillip Rivers. We are so desperate right now. People are throwing Phillip Rivers as a legitimate solution to the Browns' quarterback issues. I hope Baker hears some of this stuff. That people think Phillip Rivers can do a better job than him at quarterback and realize how far he has fallen from where he started this year at. So he finally plays better. Whatever it takes, honestly. Because the fact that we talking about Phillip Rivers is ridiculous, but I understand where we at now. We at that point where we talking about Phillip Rivers. Robert H. with a super chat says, Browns fans deserve better. We took over the Cincy and Detroit stadiums. What are you talking about? That game was in Cleveland. Then he walks out without shaking the other QB's hand like a buster. I don't really care if he shakes a QB's hand. I don't give a damn about none of that. I really don't care. My issue with Baker Mayfield isn't that he's not polite. I don't care. I'm not going to get my panties in a bunch because he's not polite. He's never been polite. This is the dude we drafted. He held his nuts and told somebody to come fight him and all that. We did not draft Baker Mayfield because he was a polite citizen. So why would I care that he didn't shake the other quarterback's hand? I don't care about that. He's Tim Boyle. You don't know no damn Tim Boyle. Why would he shake his hand? You shake people's hand at the end of the game that you know. Not no damn Tim Boyle. What's he going to do? Lie to him? You're going to be great one day. No. Get out of here with that one. But I appreciate the super chat and everything. It's just like, come on, man. All the stuff Baker Mayfield did, all the interceptions he threw, all the missed passes, and you talk about being upset because he didn't shake the other quarterback's hand? I don't care about that. Just bad, man. Again, the good news is you won. So hopefully you win, and then you just turn it around miraculously, and you beat the Ravens. And hell, you beat the Ravens, we gonna be having a whole different post game show. Trust me, you ain't going to ask me if they won on the post game show if you beat the Ravens. I don't care how you do it. You beat the Ravens, you beat the Ravens. Jed Hanson, $5 super chat says, there were some bright spaces. Teller's pancakes, yeah, when he wasn't getting called for penalties. Denzel's pick, yeah, it was cool. Dearness finding yards. Cormoa flying around. Yeah, there's some good stuff. There was some good stuff. Defense had a bounce back week. Can't really read much from it, but, it's nice to see them not be pathetic like last week. It's just with this offense, man. I swear to God, if they come out here and score less than 20 points in the manner that they did again this week, again, one more again this year, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. That one of the most talented Browns offenses in Browns expansion history comes out here and plays like the Eric Mangini, Jake Delhomme Browns. Like, that's what's if I thought the offense was trash, like, it wouldn't be that frustrating, right? It's like I said about the defense last year. I knew it was going to be not good. So it wasn't really that frustrating when they stunk. Like, it is what it is. That's what they have. But they ain't supposed to be bad, dog. This team was good. This exact unit of players were good on the offense last year. But they just are mediocre this year. Young Banana Clip says with a $5 super chat, Matt Ryan would be a good option. He's still very good and can elevate this offense. My man, I would challenge you to watch a Matt Ryan game recently and then come back and let me know what you think, man. I don't know when's the last time you watched a whole Matt Ryan game. I've watched quite a few because I'm just in that area. And let me tell you something, man. I'm not going to be excited they bring Matt Ryan in, but I understand it. He ain't good no more. He cooked. Let's try to talk about some good stuff. Felt like Ronnie Harrison had a good game. Right? I think Ronnie Harrison had a good game. He played well. That's good news. He's had a couple rough runs. John Johnson, he had a rough play when DeAndre Swift took him out his boots twice. That was a little rough for John Johnson. But John Johnson bounced back, had a couple good plays. And that's nice to see. It's nice to see JLK getting regular snaps again. Like to see that. Miles and Jadeveon, I don't think they got a lot of pressures today, but I don't think they were designed to. After what happened last week with the screens and how Patriots were taking advantage of that aggressiveness, they tamped down a lot of the blitzes. So don't mind that. They need to be better on these screens because this screen stuff is starting to get them when it shouldn't. Denzel Ward's been playing well. I don't even think Greg Newsome got tested at all. Like, the quarterback was that bad. Again, like, I want to have takeaways from this defense. It's just hard to right now because I don't know how much of it was our defense playing well, which is definitely the case. But also, like, this dude, Tim Boyle, wasn't even good in FCS football college. Like, Division I AA, Tim Boyle was bad. So the fact that Tim Boyle looked bad in the NFL is not a surprise. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know if the NFL itself just makes him look like that or if, like, the Browns did something to make him look like that. Either way, you know what I mean? Good job for the defense. They did what they were asked to do. They got the stops they needed to. Can't be mad at the defense. Can't be mad. I know DeAndre Swift got that one run, but honestly, I blame the offense on that more than I blame the defense because the offense are the ones that allowed that for too long, this game to be 14 points, 13 points, when they could have just put it away, made it 20, and then taken DeAndre Swift out of there. But DeAndre Swift's a good player. You keep giving him the ball, he's going to do something like that. Shout out to the Lions. They got a gem in DeAndre Swift. He's going to be a really good football player. Pat Shea with a $20 bomb. Appreciate that, Pat. Spot on as usual, Q. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you think I'm spot on. Are there Raven fans in here, getting excited because they snuck out a win versus the Bears? I tell you, with their backup, with Catfish Lamar. Mm-hmm. All right, Raven fans, I know y'all trolling in here and you enjoying that even though the Browns won, there's still a little bit of anger in here and you trying to faster off that, Raven fans. But I'm just going to say this, Raven fans. Same thing I said to Bengal fans. Don't lose that game. Don't let us walk into M&T Bank Stadium stumbling in there after a 3-point victory over the Lions and then beat you on national TV. Don't let that happen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you do, you won't want to see me for a couple of weeks. I'm just letting you know. So, Raven fans, I know y'all excited. Y'all having y'all little fun. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I don't mind it, Raven fans. Have your little fun right now. But all I'm saying, we both won. We both ain't that mad. But all I'm saying is, Raven fans, look me in the eye. Look me in the eye, Raven fans. All that purple in your face. Don't lose that game next week. It'd be a shame. It'd be a shame if you lost on national TV at M&T Bank Stadium to either Baker Mayfield or, God forbid, Case Keenum. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen, Baltimore. I'm gonna have to fly to London and take Sonny's chain off his chest. Like, that's just what it's gonna be. It's gonna have to be what it is. And look, I understand y'all think the Browns are frauds, and I don't know how you think we frauds when we was never claiming to be anything at this point. The Browns ain't claiming to be nothing but more than mediocre at this point. But if we beat the Ravens, we're gonna start feeling ourselves. We're gonna have some hair on our chest. So don't let that happen. Don't let that happen, Raven fans. Don't let that happen. And also, if y'all do lose that game, I want to see y'all in chat, just like y'all in chat right now. You know what I mean? Show respect, show love. Come in chat, Aaron Butler, if you lose that game. I'll be here if we lose. I got to do the live stream anyway. I'll do the watch party. So I'm always here and accessible. Raven fans, don't be like Bengal fans when they took that L. They disappeared for a while. Still don't be hearing about them. It's a damn shame. So, I hope Raven fans understand. Y'all can't lose next week. Alexander Bly says, I'm going to my first NFL game versus the Ravens next week. Let's go Dog Pound. Oh, man, you going to the bank? Uh-oh. Have fun, man. Have fun. M&T Bank is a pretty similar stadium to Cleveland Browns Stadium. I've been there before. It's pretty cool. But yeah, man. Yeah. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. We can talk all this about Baker Mayfield we want. We can make all the jokes in our post-game shows that we want, but don't lose that game, man. Ask Bengal fans how that went. You know what I mean? When they came in here, we gonna roast you, we gonna toast you, and then what happened to Bengal fans? They ain't been the same for a damn 3 weeks. And now they in a dogfight with the Raiders. Don't be like Bengal fans. Because let's be honest here. There is no dominant team in the AFC North right now. All the AFC North teams look really beatable. You know how low all the AFC North teams look really beatable? 3 out of 4 of us have gotten into really close games with the only team in the NFL that has no wins. We all beatable. There is not a single NFL AFC North team that is unbeatable, that is not capable of losing in a week. And the Baltimore Ravens are definitely not exempt from that. They are beatable. The Steelers tied with the Lions, so they're definitely beatable. The Browns are, I mean, the last 3 weeks have showed you they're beatable. But, nobody's invincible this year. Maybe the Chiefs. The Chiefs look like they about to be invincible because last I saw the first quarter, they really turned it on. Savage Nick got the audacity to say the Browns barely beat the Lions with a Ravens guy in his bio. Like the Ravens didn't win that game on a last-minute field goal? Bro, you won by 1 point. The Browns at least won by 3 with possession. Like, we didn't have to go on a game-winning drive to beat the Lions. Come on now. We all look pathetic at some point this year. Y'all lost to the Dolphins. Like, have we forgotten that one? Y'all lost to the Dolphins. Y'all just got out of a dogfight with the Bears, and you think y'all just, like, unbeatable? Come on, man. The Ravens ain't unbeatable. They just as flawed as everybody else in the North. The truth is, ain't nobody that good in the AFC. So 10 wins is about the average. Savage Nick's response to beating the Lions by 2 less points than the Browns is, you lost to the Cardinals. Oh my God, we lost to the number 1 seed in the NFC. How terrible are the Cleveland Browns? Sammy Football says we still poverty. We don't got to be this self-deprecating, guys. We don't. Thank you for the super chat, Sammy. You can still have pride and acknowledge that your team's not playing well. You can acknowledge that the team's playing bad, but you ain't got to go all the way, right? You know what I mean? We can have pride. All right, Savage Nick, I'm gonna have to put him in timeout because he's just saying the same stuff all over again. It's not even good trolling. It's D- trolling. You come in here with some weak trolling, Ravens fans, I'm gonna put you on timeout. And if you come back out with some weaker trolling, I'm gonna have to block you. Because you know what? I'm tired of the mediocre trolling. You know what I mean? You don't troll, be good at it. I can appreciate a good troller. But bad trolling? Just come on, man. Don't nobody. It's like watching somebody try to do stand-up that got no jokes. You know what I mean? Be good at your job if you're going to do it. Like, you sit here and wait for me to go live to troll me, and this is the best you got? Come on, man. Take some pride in it. Take some pride in it, man. You got to be better at that. Man, you looking like you trolling like the Browns offense. Just can't get off the ground, son. Can't get off the ground. But that is what it is. Look, the Browns offense. You know how Amazon got like 2-day shipping because they fly all their packages out across the country? Look, the Browns got no air game right now. They are just FedEx ground. It's going to be 3 to 7 days for your delivery to get delivered. That is the Browns offense right now. We are FedEx ground only. 3 to 7 day shipping. You know what I mean? We're going to have to grind it out, play slow-ass football, low possession-ass football, and score every 5 minutes. Nelson Gonzalez with a $5 super chat says, Kevin was saying all offseason that he needed to evolve, change. Have you seen anything that suggests this as far as play design? This the problem? I mean, they did. I don't know if they evolved, but, they put more tight ends on the field. They've neglected their wide receivers to a point to where it's become an issue. Yeah, I wouldn't call what they did this year evolving, but it's changed. It's certainly changed. I don't know if it's for the better. But we'll see, man. Yeah. Bro, if your best troll is Baker is trash, like you're terrible at trolling. You know what? Time out. That's come on. Unoriginal Raven fans. Unoriginal. Come on, come up with something better Do your research if you're going to troll. Come on, man. That's like when I see a Browns fan call Lamar a running back, I'm like, that's weak. Come on, everybody say that. You know what I mean? Like, that's weak trolling by Browns fans. You out here doing the same thing. Baker's not good. Okay. What's your point? Like, you broke my brain that you said that. Like, come on, man. Say something that's actually thought-provoking. Get better at trolling. Y'all bad at this. Y'all are bad at this. Come on, man. Come on, Thaddeus. Step your game up or go home. Dylan Bennett says it's official. The issue with this offense is that it requires Ivy League leadership. We need to get Dr. Chesshair himself. It's magic. We have reached should we take a flyer on Ryan Fitzpatrick part of the season? Come on, Baker. Please play better. Please, I'm begging you, Baker Mayfield. Play better. Just give it a try, Baker. Because we in here talking about damn Matt Ryan, Ryan Fitzpatrick, somebody about to bring up Tyler Hinkey, Phillip Rivers, all because you out here playing busted. Please just play better, Baker. Like, from me to you, friend to friend, right? You know what I mean? My channel started around the same time you came here. Could you just, bruh, play better, man? Help a brother out. Help us out. Just play better. Just improve. I'm literally begging you. Just come out here and, like, look good. Throw a couple touchdowns. Get some wide receivers involved in the game, man. Make this offense flow again like it was last year. I'm begging you, bro. Please. Because I don't want to be in here all summer talking about some damn Phillip Rivers or some Matt Ryan, Ryan Fitzpatrick, or Taylor Hinkey. I don't want to do it. I really don't. So if you could do me a solid and stop playing so mediocre, you'd help us out. You help me out. You make my life easier. Don't you want me to grow old, see my grandbabies? Well, you're taking years off my life out here playing like this, man. So do me that favor. Do me that courtesy, man. All right? I rocked with you in 2019 when you led the league in interceptions. Rock with me right now and play better. That's all I need, man. Need you to play better. Goodness gracious. Like, just play better. Like, ain't nobody. Did Aaron Butler find his way back in there? Michael Stone, if you could bring in one player this offseason, who would you go after? I don't even know who's going to be available. I wish I could answer that question better. I don't even know if who's available. I don't know. Is Travis Kelce available? We're going to run this many damn tight ends. We need a better tight end than what we got. Set apart Laz, has Baker lost the locker room? I don't know. I have no idea of knowing that. Anything I would say would be just reckless speculation, which is part of the reason y'all don't like some of the people in the media that y'all don't like or say y'all don't like. So I don't know. I'm not going to answer that. I don't have an answer for that. Baker knows, the coach knows, and the people in that locker room know, but I'm not going to answer that. It's not a question I'm qualified to answer, or it's responsible for me to answer. We're going to bring back Tyrod. Who said that in the chat? That's funny. Chad Henne. Boy, we get Chad Henne in here, man. Super Bowl or bust. We might have to trade for – where's Chad Henne at? I don't think he's on the Chiefs no more. Chad Henne, the GOAT. Chad Henne is the GOAT. Oh, man. But they did win. They did win. The Browns are 6-5. They are a game out of first place. So that's good. Shush. Ray Rag, stop. Allen Robinson. I don't know how much you want to pay for Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson got like 200 yards. Allen Robinson would fit right into this offense. In terms of like he ain't going to get the ball no ways, no more, no matter what. Mark Kahn says Mitch Trubisky for quarterback competition. You joke. But if the Browns brought in Mitch Trubisky for quarterback competition, that would be, and mark my words, because this could happen. If the Browns bring in Mitch Trubisky as the quarterback competition for Baker Mayfield, that is going to make the 2022 season the most unsufferable season of all time. Unless like Baker starts and he goes like undefeated, it's going to be the most insufferable season of all time. Because if you think these people who cape for Case Keenum are a little bit, insufferable at times, Mitch Trubisky is from here, and he's young, and he was an early draft pick. Dog, people gonna be so, over the top about how much they want Mitch Trubisky in there. So I don't know if that's what I would do, but just prepare yourself, strap yourself in, because that would be one of the most insufferable seasons of Browns football. It would be a good year to just delete social media. Trubisky threw an interception. Look, man, people think Case Keenum can play quarterback despite 10 years of evidence that he's not good at playing quarterback. Like, there's no way for me to speak reason into this, because people don't be using reason when it comes to these quarterbacks. Dylan Bennett says, I think O.J. Howard is going to be available. Should we snag him in the offseason? If we're going to snag a tight end in the offseason, he better be Darren Waller, Mark Andrews, or Travis Kelce. Anybody below that, it's not worth it. Draft somebody. If the Browns are going to run these 3 tight end sets, I need somebody like a young Jimmy Smith that can kind of be a receiver. That's why some of these tight end sets don't work. All they tight ends slow. Even David Njoku, who's a good athlete up and down, he's a slow dude vertically. Well, he's a slow dude horizontally. Ray Rag says, how much cat space we got? I'm going to give it all to Robinson. Just so we can cut him too. Yeah. Somebody made the point. You trying to see Case Keenum outdoors in the AFC North? That's a disaster. That's a flat disaster. Yeah, man, I don't know what the solution is for the Browns. The only solution that's going to save us, to be honest with you, and this is where I'm being 100% real with y'all. The only solution for the quarterback problem, if the quarterback is the problem, and the play hasn't been great, is simply for Baker Mayfield to play better. That is the only solution that's going to work. Putting in Case Keenum isn't going to change anything. Putting in Nick Mullins or whoever the third string guy is ain't going to change anything. It's going to probably make it worse. The only thing that's going to change the thing on the offense from the quarterback position is if Baker plays better. That's the only hope you got. on that front. So it behooves all of us for Baker to play better. Hopefully he does. Because I don't want to become on here talking about this nonsense all the time. I want to be done with the quarterback conversation. I really do. But he's not closing the conversation, much like he didn't close the game. So here we are, talking about the damn quarterback competition for next year. Disgusting, man. Ugh. Michael Stone says, I love to get a Amari Cooper S talent. Michael, appreciate the super chat. I got a question. Seeing how we don't throw the ball to the wide receivers we already paid. But seeing as how we haven't thrown the ball to the wide receivers we already paid, what would a Amari Cooper S talent do if we ain't going to get him the ball? Jarvis looked pretty spry out there. We still don't give him the ball. I need the ball to go to the playmakers more often. And block list. $2 super chat from Mark Khan. Q, that was a joke with Mitch. Oh, I know it was a joke. I'm just saying, it ain't going to be no game. If Mitch Trubisky comes here, people are going to come out the woodwork to simp for Mitch Trubisky. It's going to happen. Tony Grossi going to simp for him. The whole 850 staff going to start simping for Mitch Trubisky like we didn't see the first 3 years of his NFL career. It's going to happen. I promise you. It's going to happen if they bring him in. It might be a joke, but it will be a nightmare if it comes true. Arendar with the $2 super chat sounds like Patrick Starr. Do better. Yeah, man. People just feeling however they feel. I think a lot of people are kind of drunk right now because some of these stuff they saying they ain't going to mean next week. But, oh, yeah. Yeah, if you think the Case Keenum simping is an issue right now, boy, I ain't got nothing on somebody from here. There's people out here still think Brian Hoyer could have been a franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. It's still people. Just because Brian Hoyer went to St. Ignatius. You know how often I hear from people we should sign Cardale Jones? Way more than you would think of somebody who threw 4 interceptions and 3 touchdowns in the XFL. But people still ask about Cardale Jones. You know why? Because Cardale went to Glenville. Just saying, man, you can't put no dude from Cleveland in the backup spot. That's just a disaster. You know how we get about dudes from Cleveland. You ain't even got to be good. You just got to be from Cleveland. We'll have you back for a little while. Ray Rags with the $5 super chat says, all jokes aside, probably the only way we could get a good wide receiver is to draft one, and they won't use them anyway. Who the hell wants to come here right now? I don't know, man. I don't know any wide receiver that want to come here. If you a tight end, this your spot, boy. You getting snaps like a wide receiver on this roster. Right. See, look, Browns fans 40 years ago, was it 40 years ago? Yeah, 40 years ago in the 80s. They got drunk off that Kozar juice, and he was from Youngstown. He wasn't even from Cleveland. He was just a Browns fan growing up. And ever since then, boy, we've been looking for the next Bernie Kosar. Remember when we let that Bernie Kosar juice let us draft Brady Quinn because they showed us that picture on the draft day? I remember when we let that Bernie Kosar juice make us draft Brady Quinn. Bernie Kosar juice made us think that we should stick with Brian Hoyer. I'm just saying, man, that Bernie Kosar juice done infected us right? Because Bernie worked out, and he was from Cleveland, and he wanted to be here. And ever since then, we've been waiting for that next hit of Bernie Kosar juice. And if you bring in Mitchell Trubisky, that is too much Bernie Kosar juice for this fan base to handle. People will overdose. It would not be a responsible decision for Andrew Berry to make. And I love Bernie Kosar. But I'm just saying that Bernie Kosar juice that affected it, you can't bring nobody into Cleveland unless you're going to like go all in on them. Because if they from Cleveland, this fan base is going to be like, oh, he reminds me of Bernie. I don't know, man. I just know how the city works, man. I know how the city works. And y'all ain't going to be able to help yourself if a dude from Cleveland has a chance to start at quarterback for this team. Brian Hoyer came here as a third-string quarterback in the late part of camp when he came to the Browns, and y'all wanted him to start immediately. And that was before he actually showed he was decent. Randall says Mark Andrews' heel turn, Browns redemption arc. Hey, man, starts in Baltimore. Starts in Baltimore. Your redemption arc can start in Baltimore because, boy, if you beat down Baltimore next week or you win against Baltimore, ain't nobody care about any of this. Ain't nobody going to care about no 3-point win to the Lions. Ain't nobody going to even think about that. How often did we think about that Jaguars win where we won by 3 points? We don't, right? Remember that last year where we kind of sloppily slugged it out with the Jaguars and we're like, man, we're screwed against the Tennessee Titans, and then we beat the Tennessee Titans by like 35 points? It's going to be like that if they beat the Ravens. It's going to be like that Jaguars game last year where it was like, oh, yeah, no, nobody care about that. Jaguars had one win all year. Dylan Bennett says, have you looked up Malik Wills? The guy looks legit excited. He's coming out. Nah, man. I've seen Malik Willis, and I don't think he's good. I saw his Ole Miss tape. Yeah, bro looks pretty average. I want to put the future on him. Fox Stand Gaming Q, you see Emily Mayfield call out the toughness on the team. I have not seen that. I'm not going to comment that until I look at something that's concrete. Because I know how stuff can be taken out of context and then spread around. And quite honestly, I don't care what Emily Mayfield puts on her Instagram story. That's the least of my concerns. I just don't care. But thank you for the super chat, Fox Dan. I don't care. Ray Rags 14 says they also kind of cheated to draft Kosar. Oh yeah. That makes it even sweeter. They did some Patriots stuff to make that one happen. You know what, Aaron? I'm going to put you on timeout. You didn't do anything to be on timeout, but your enthusiasm for the Ravens, I'm going to have to put you on timeout just because you're a Raven fan. And I feel like it. You done something. Put him on timeout for a minute. No reason. He didn't deserve it, but you know what? Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and I'm corrupted. So enjoy that 5-minute timeout while I ruthlessly slander your Ravens. Because can we talk about the fact that Tyler Huntley purposely dresses exactly like Lamar Jackson? Like, I turned on the game, but they was like, Lamar's not playing. I was like, yeah, he is. That's him, right? Oh, that's somebody else? Why does he do that? Why does Tyler Huntley catfish? I don't know. But he catfishing. He is definitely catfishing. I just wanted to put him on timeout so I could talk shit about the Ravens, and he can't say nothing. Hey, man, don't lose that game next week, Aaron. I'm going to remember you, Aaron. You on here all the time, man. You one of the biggest fans of the show. So if y'all lose next week, I'm going to expect you to be in this chat just like you is now. No, Aaron's cool. Again, Aaron didn't deserve that timeout. I just put him on timeout for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just sometimes you got to set the tone with a foul in the playoffs, right? They didn't deserve the hard foul, but it's rivalry week. You got to put your elbow in somebody's chest. You got to set the tone. That's all I'm doing. I'm setting the tone for this week because it's also Raven week. This ain't the time for me to be cordial with Raven fans. It's time for me to put my elbow in your chest and, let you know what time it is. Dylan Bennett with a $5 super chat says, if it hits the fan and Baker loses his job, he has a commercial with Progressive where he does have, I believe, he's got to be SAG, right, by now. So he has Look, Baker Mayfield has a nice portfolio. He can go to Hollywood. He can go wherever he wants. But if he keeps playing like this, he will not be the Browns quarterback for too much longer. So hopefully he gets it together. That's all I want to see him do is get it together. I want nothing more than Baker Mayfield to play well. I want nothing more. That is the simplest solution to all of the Browns' problems. It's Baker Mayfield simply playing better. If that happens, we having fun. We're excited. We're talking about Super Bowl. We're talking about Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year. We're talking about all this fun shit. But right now we can't have no fun shit because Baker Mayfield is not playing well. So hey, if he wants to flip the switch and turn it on, I'm all for it. I want Baker Mayfield to be the franchise quarterback for the next 20 years. But he's got to play like that. I can't just let the man start because we drafted him. Michael Stone says, I stand corrupt Q. Not all heroes wear capes. I'm not faded, by the way. I'm not faded. I'm perfectly so. I've had nothing but water all day. Oh my God, got the power in that cup. It is aqua in there. I would not get on a listed stream drinking. The only time I drink on stream is when I do the New Year's one, if I do the New Year's one. We have a super chat here from Robert H. Worst take for real, Baker grabbed his junk. He's not polite, LOL. He grabbed his junk because the other team refused to shake his hand. Before the game, where it's customary to shake his hand. You don't really do the handshake unless you know somebody on the other team. He's not the first quarterback to do that. Lamar's done it. Josh Allen's done it. Patrick Mahomes has done it. They don't always do it. Yeah. Again, Baker Mayfield not shaking Tim Boyle's hand at the end of the game after how Baker played, bro. I don't care about that. That does not matter to me. You know what matters to me? The fact that he didn't play well versus the Detroit Lions. That's more important than whose hand he shook. That's semantic bullshit. I don't care about the semantics. Why are you arguing about that? Why are you worried about that? Why are you wasting 2 super chats to talk about whether he shook or shook somebody's hand? He played bad against the Lions. That's the issue. Talk football. Not this Colin Cowherd, he didn't shake somebody's hand shit. Nobody cares about that. Not about what his wife is tweeting on Instagram. I don't care, bro. I care about the tape. I care about the football product on the field. I care about football. All 22. What's happening? That's what I care about. I don't care about the other stuff. Especially when it's like, oh, he didn't shake somebody's hand. Who gives a damn? If I were on the field and Baker didn't shake my hand, I don't care, dog. Like, I'm not even thinking about Baker. Somebody told me that, Aaron, you trying to get timeout again? You said put respect on Tyler Huntley. I'll put some respect on Tyler Huntley's name when he respect himself enough to get his own identity. That's all I'm saying, right? All right, you know what I mean? Once Tyler Huntley respects himself to actually look like Tyler Huntley on the field and not like Dallas stole Lamar Jackson, like quite literally he wears the same gear as Lamar Jackson, then that's when I'll respect him. He got to respect himself first, though, man. Why that man don't? He's good enough at quarterback. Why he don't love himself enough to like not be out here wearing the same hairstyle as Lamar Jackson? That's weird. That's super weird. Yo, do you the backup and you gonna be out here wearing the starter's hair? I don't know about that, man. Kirk Cousins wasn't out there with the RG3 braids, but he was backing him up because he's not weird like that. Yeah, Aaron off his timeout. I'm just saying, man. You can't see that and think that's weird. Come on, man. He got to respect himself more than that out here. Like, imagine if you know how annoying it is when your like little sibling wants to dress like you and wear all your clothes. That's what Tyler Huntley is right now. He in the Lamar Jackson wardrobe. He like, what shoes you got? We the same size. He out here calling. He probably out here calling Lamar Jackson his twin. He probably doing that. That's my twin. Got a full beard calling another grown man his twin. The Ultimate Sports TV with the super chat says some fans worry about everything else but winning. Yes, that is true. He better not have a picture on his Instagram story ever with him and Lamar Jackson where it says twins. Trolls in the chat, Landry was a better quarterback today. See, now that's a good troll. I'm not going to time out nobody for that troll. That's funny. Lamar, I mean, Jarvis, when he got out there, you know what I mean? He did some things out there at the quarterback position that we ain't seen Baker do. I've never seen Baker, bounce off 1 foot, cut in a lane, and turn around to score the touchdown. And see, Aaron ain't got nothing. Oh no, Aaron, bro, don't you making it worse for Tyler? He's like, they've known each other since the 9th grade. That makes it no better, dog. That makes it worse. That makes it so much worse, bro. You've known me since the 9th grade, and I know you ain't been doing this stuff since the 9th grade. It ain't like they've had the same hair throughout college. Tyler Huntley just recently changed all his gear to look like Lamar. That is even weirder, bro. Like, I knew you, and you didn't do that, now you doing this? Can't respect that. Ladies, if you out there in Baltimore at the club and somebody says that they're the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, get ID before you think that's Lamar Jackson, because that might not be Lamar Jackson. That might be Huntley trying to catfish you. All I'm saying is that sounds like a catfish move. That sounds like catfishing to me. All right, I know when a dude out here, you ever meet them dudes be trying to act like they somebody else? That is definitely what I see right there. But Aaron, whatever you say to make this defendable, it is not defendable. That is the weirdest stuff in the world. That they just let that slide. I'm not letting it slide, Aaron. That's weird. It's really weird that Tyler does that. He didn't do that like 2 years ago, right? He just started doing that this year. Lamar, I'm going to grow my hair out like you. Why? Why are you doing that? You know how long it took him to grow that hair? It's what it looks like with Lamar's hair. Like, he put all that effort just to look like him. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, dude. Absolutely no sense. It's so weird. But hey, man, he might be the quarterback this week. We'll see. Y'all want to watch this Kevin Stefanski press conference? Y'all want to hear it? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Y'all want to hear it. I'm going to wait. Yeah, we'll play it. Ronald Smith Jr. with the $3 super chat. Appreciate that. All right, we're gonna go to this press conference. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that to work. Give me 1 second. Nah, it's not echoing from the TV. It's something to go with the sound program. All right.
Watch live TV from 85 plus top channels with YouTube TV. Try it free. Meet Clementine Kamari Breslov. Chef Clem for short. Owner of Don't Be Sour, a sourdough donut company.
Kevin, at 3rd and 3 on that drive, did you think about throwing the ball, or were you thinking Nick all the way?
Yeah, with all those decisions, Jeff, you talk about a lot of things. You talk about different plays, different run schemes, different pass schemes. That just felt like the right scheme based on how they were playing us on defense.
Kevin, is Jarvis's knee, is it new or is it just the same one?
I think it's probably the same one, but I don't know how. What we'll find out tomorrow. What that means.
What can you say about him going back in the game? It looked like he had a big lead block on one of Nick's runs there.
Yeah, that's what with Jarvis, he's banged up, and then he wants to go back in there, wants to fight. Had just a great play for a touchdown early.
All right. It seems like we're having trouble. Somebody said the frustrations come from high expectations. No, the frustration comes from how this football team is played. High expectations really ain't got much to do with it. Did you have high expectations coming into this game? I didn't. Still frustrating, right? When you have an offense that shoots himself in the foot, despite being very talented like the Cleveland Browns have, that's going to be frustrating. The way the Cleveland Browns football offense has been operating, it's frustrating. No matter what your record is, frustrating. Defense on third down at times, frustrating. So no, this frustration has nothing to do with the fact that we set high expectations to start this season. This frustration has everything to do with the fact that they've been playing frustrating football. You have the Lions on the ropes ready to kill them for like the whole game, pretty much, and you refuse to kill them. You let it go down to the last drive. For who, for why, for what? Other than to be frustrating. That's why this team is frustrating. Whether you had great expectations or not, that is why. It ain't got nothing to do with the expectations. Just because you thought this team would be good don't mean that they would be any less frustrating if you thought that they wouldn't. Because what we are seeing is frustrating football play. Inconsistent football play. So, no, this is just a frustrating season. Getting the win's important. Definitely needed to win. Absolutely do. I think people were just hoping for something that would give them a little bit more confidence going into Baltimore than this did. But hey, you going to beat Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. We ain't going to be in here talking all frustration and all this stuff about the Browns. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have a great time. And then we're going to go on a bye week, and hopefully we do it again. And if we sweep the Ravens, all of a sudden we in first place. Ain't got a damn worry in the world. So the Browns can change this by just winning and executing and playing their best football starting now. That's how the Browns could fix this. But until then, we're going to be a little frustrated. But hopefully this frustration comes with reward at the end of the tunnel. But that's going to be it for this post-game show. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the NFL Sunday. I will be back tomorrow with another video, so make sure you subscribe and notified so you don't miss any of that. But for today, Browns win. They're 6-5. They're going to Baltimore. And Raven fans, actually, Raven fans, man, put your thumbs up in the chat. I want to see some Raven fans put their thumbs up in the chat. If you're a Raven fan, put your thumbs up in the chat right now. I want to see y'all represent. I want to know if Raven fans really out here representing right now. I want to know where y'all at, man. Thumbs in the chat. Let me get thumbs in the chat, Raven fans. Any of y'all? Is there any Raven fans? Thumbs in the chat. Let me get some thumbs in the chat. Oh, Raven fans don't want to say hello. Come on, Raven fans. Put your thumbs in the chat. Is that D flat? And we put him on timeout. All right, come on, both Raven fans. Let me go. Oh, okay. No, I ain't gonna put him on timeout. You on Twitch. Come on, Raven fans, where you at? Let's go, Raven fans. All right, I'm done messing with chat. Trib. Is that Trib? I see you. But y'all have a great day. You have a good night. And hopefully the Browns play better next Sunday night and beat them boys at the bank, because nothing is impossible in this 2021 season. So be frustrated, chew on it, but also realize the Browns won, so we ain't gotta be angry. And let's move on to Baltimore and focus on that because it's Ravens week, y'all. And that's a very important week